Balder, the god of light, purity, and beauty, is one of the most beloved figures in Norse mythology. Known for his radiant presence and gentle spirit, he is adored by all who meet him, from gods and humans to animals and plants, who are said to thrive in his presence. As the son of Odin, the All-Father, and Frigg, the queen of the gods, Balder occupies a place of high honor in Asgard. Yet his life is marked by an ominous prophecy, a tragic destiny that not even his powerful family can prevent. One night, Balder begins to have troubling dreams, vivid and frightening visions of his own death. In these dreams, he sees shadows of his doom and feels an overwhelming sense of dread. Fearing the dreams are an omen, he tells his mother Frigg, who has the gift of foresight, and she quickly realizes that her beloved son is in grave danger. Frigg is determined to protect him at any cost, so she sets off on a journey across the 9 realms, asking every creature, element, plant, metal, and force of nature to vow never to harm Balder. She extracts promises from fire and water, stones, metals, animals, plants, everything that could pose a threat. The only thing she overlooks is a small sprig of mistletoe, thinking it too insignificant to do any harm. Confident in the effectiveness of her spell, Frigg believes Balder is now safe. With Balder seemingly invulnerable, the gods in Asgard turn his protection into a kind of sport, throwing objects like stones, arrows, and even spears at him. All these weapons simply bounce off him, causing no harm. The gods find it an amusing display, laughing as objects deflect off Balder and celebrating this testament to his mother's love and protection. Yet, while most of the gods are charmed by Balder's beauty and invulnerability, one god watches with jealousy and anger, Loki, the trickster god, who resents Balder's popularity and the love he inspires. Loki, always looking for mischief and disruption, decides to exploit the small vulnerability in Frigg's spell. Loki disguises himself as an old woman and approaches Frigg, striking up a conversation about Balder's newfound invulnerability. Posing as a concerned elder, he gently pries information from Frigg, and she reveals her secret, that every living and non-living thing has promised not to harm Balder, except for mistletoe, which she deemed too inconsequential. Loki now has the key to his plan. He finds a sprig of mistletoe and sharpens it into a small, lethal dart. Returning to the gods' gathering, he approaches Hod, Balder's blind twin brother, who had been excluded from the game. Pretending to help Hod join in the fun, Loki places the mistletoe dart in his hand, guiding his aim at Balder. Unaware of the dart's true nature, Hod throws it, and to everyone's shock, the mistletoe pierces Balder's chest. Unlike the other objects, this one does not bounce harmlessly off, it finds its mark and kills Balder instantly. Silence falls as Balder, the god of light, falls dead. The joy of the gods turns to horror and sorrow as they realize their beloved Balder is lost forever. Frigg's heart is shattered, and all of Asgard mourns. Balder's death brings darkness and mourning to the gods. Frigg, desperate to undo this tragedy, begs Odin to find a way to bring their son back. Odin sends his son Hermod on a journey to Helheim, the realm of the dead ruled by the goddess Hel, to plead for Balder's release. Hermod rides Odin's 8-legged steed Sleipnir through dark and treacherous regions until he reaches Hel's Hall. There he finds Balder, seated in a place of honor among the dead, sorrowful but at peace. Hermod begs Hel to allow Balder to return to Asgard. After some thought, Hel agrees, on one condition: if every being in the 9 realms will weep for Balder, he will be released. Hermod returns with Hel's message, and the gods spread the word across all realms, imploring every creature to weep for Balder. Gods, humans, animals, and even stones and plants shed tears for the fallen god, moved by his beauty and innocence. But one being refuses to weep, a giantess named Thok, who many believe to be Loki in disguise, says, "Let Hel hold what she has." Because of this single refusal, Hel keeps Balder in her realm, and he cannot return to the living. Asgard sinks further into grief, knowing their beloved Balder is lost forever. His death is not only a personal tragedy but a sign of the world's slow descent into chaos and destruction, a precursor to Ragnarok, the end of the world. Baldur's funeral is held with great sorrow and ceremony. The gods place his body on his magnificent ship, Ringhorni, which is adorned with treasures and offerings. His wife Nanna, overcome by grief, throws herself onto the pyre to join him in death. The gods set the ship aflame and push it out to sea, bidding farewell to the god of light as he disappears into the horizon. Even Thor, the god of thunder, stands solemnly by, using his mighty hammer Mjolnir to consecrate the funeral pyre. Baldur's ship drifts away, leaving the gods with an aching emptiness that cannot be filled. Baldur's death marks a turning point in Norse mythology, a beginning of the end for the gods. Odin, knowing Loki's involvement, ultimately binds the trickster god in chains deep within the earth, but it does little to lift the sorrow that has taken hold in Asgard. The loss of Baldur leaves a void that foreshadows the doom of Ragnarok. According to prophecy, however, Baldur is not gone forever. He is fated to return after Ragnarok, once the old world is destroyed and a new world is reborn. In this reborn world, Baldur will stand among the survivors, a symbol of light, hope, and renewal. The story of Baldur's life, death, and prophesied return captures the Norse view of fate as both inevitable and cyclical. His death brings sorrow, yet it also offers the promise of renewal in a future world. Baldur remains a symbol of beauty, light, and the enduring power of goodness, even in the face of darkness.